can't.
Here's good. This is good. Here's good. Right in front of me. You're not going to block me.
All right. All right. Getting the okay. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I'm Congressman Brendan Boyle, Pennsylvania. I'm joined by a number of people behind me, including a sort of Pennsylvanian by way of Washington State, in Rainn Wilson. Also my colleague from Florida, Congressmen Bilirakis, as well as P.J. Andrews. And as you can see, a whole group of other great folks who are here on this beautiful day. You know, I'm proud to represent the city of Philadelphia. What I like to say is the most historic square mile in the nation. It's where Independence Hall, the Liberty Bell, Congress Hall, Carpenter's Hall, etc. happen to sit. And we obviously, over the course of this year, and especially over the next few weeks, are celebrating our nation's semiquincentennial, our 250th birthday. It's an extraordinary honor to get to represent that, to me, sacred space. What's interesting is that at the time our founders came together, while we look at them as a rather homogeneous group by today's standards, they actually thought of themselves quite differently. When they came together from 13 separate colonies, many of different faith traditions, many of different practices, they thought they were incredibly different. And they really wondered and worried, could they actually come together and unite? Could they make United States from a plural into a singular? And of course they did, and adopted the national motto, E pluribus unum, out of many one. Well, I think it's that one part, that unum, that we really need to reflect on more today. I think they would be amazed, not necessarily always proud, but would be amazed at what this country has become 250 years later. We will not always agree, of course, in our time, just as our founders didn't always agree in and amongst themselves. Nonetheless, they were able to come together and unite in a common purpose to build one United States of America. Well, I'm grateful to stand here today with friends from different faith traditions, Catholic, Bahá'í, Greek Orthodox, and many others, united by a common belief in the dignity of every person and the promise of our shared future. The Bahá'í writings put it beautifully. We are, quote, the fruits of one tree and the leaves of one branch. My own Catholic faith teaches a similar truth. Pope Francis reminded us that we are called to come together as brothers and sisters, quote, as children of the same earth, which is our common home, each bringing the richness of our own beliefs and convictions. No matter our political party, our ethnicity, our background, our faith, we are brought together, bound together by our shared humanity and our shared purpose as Americans. My hope is that for America's 250th anniversary, this will be more of a focus on what our next 250 years look like, rather than just a wonderful commemoration of the past quarter of a millennium. We know that we live in a divided time, but there have been divided times before, and we have always overcome them. I believe in coming together in a shared purpose, we can overcome them again. I am grateful to Rainn, PJ, and the American Baha'i community for helping lead this important national conversation. You are truly doing a great public service by being here today and bringing us together. So it is now my pleasure to introduce my colleague and friend, Congressman Gus Bilirakis of Florida.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. I could not have said it better. What a way to kick off the 250th anniversary of our great nation. And if we are united, folks, in our common beliefs, we can make it even greater than it is today. I promise you that. So thank you again for having us here today. I'm honored to join my colleague, Representative Boyle, the great Rainn Wilson, and so many dedicated advocates and faith leaders for this important conversation about faith, unity, and the future of our great nation. And I want to thank the representatives from the Baha'i community, but all religious faiths. We must come together with one common goal. As co-chairman of the International Religious Freedom Caucus, I have the privilege of working alongside colleagues from both parties to defend one of our humanity's most fundamental rights, the freedom to practice one's faith without fear or persecution. Religious freedom is not simply an American value, it is a universal human right. I truly believe that. Yet around the world, millions of people continue to face discrimination, imprisonment, in this day and age, folks, violence, and even death because of their beliefs. That's just not right. And we must speak up, and I really appreciate that Rainn is here to speak up and defend our values. Whether we are speaking out on behalf of the persecuted Christians, Muslims, Jews, Baha'is, Hindus, Buddhists, Uyghurs, or members of other faith communities, our message must remain clear. Every person is endowed with inherent dignity and deserves the freedom to live according to their conscience. That conviction is one reason I'm proudly a co-sponsor. I've been a supporter of the Baha'is for many, many years. But House Resolution 925, which condemns the Iranian regime's systematic persecution of the Baha'i religious minority. The resolution sends a clear message that the United States stands firmly against religious oppression and in support of those who courageously seek to live out their faith despite extraordinary hardship. We must support them, ladies and gentlemen, and we must make it a priority to defend them. I know this issue is of great importance to the Baha'i community throughout the Tampa Bay area, but to me personally, so I do represent the Tampa Bay area and the great state of Florida. As our nation approaches the 250th anniversary of the American independence, we have an opportunity and indeed a responsibility, to reflect not only on our history, but also on the kind of future we wish to build. The congressman said it so greatly. And again, put the labels aside when it comes to this issue. America's founding was rooted in the belief that our rights come from our Creator, not from government. For nearly 2.5 centuries, faith communities have helped strengthen the fabric of our nation by promoting service, compassion, civic engagement, and moral responsibility. As we prepare to celebrate this historic milestone here in the nation's capital, but all over the country, many Americans recognize that our country faces significant challenges. We must admit that. We see growing polarization, unfortunately, declining trust in institutions, and divisions that too often seem deeper than ever before. Yet I remain optimistic. The American story is not one of uniformity. It is one of unity amid diversity. We have always been a nation of different backgrounds, beliefs, and perspectives. What has made us exceptional is our ability to come together around shared principles, freedom, opportunity, mutual respect, and the inherent worth and dignity of every single person. This is a pivotal moment, folks, in our nation's history, a moment that calls for renewal, reflection, and a commitment, a recommitment to the values that have sustained us for generations. Spiritual removal does not require, spiritual renewal does not require that we all think alike or worship alike. Okay? That's America, right? Rather, it invites us to rediscover the values that bind us together: humility, compassion, gratitude, service to others, and a commitment to the common good. If we are to overcome division, we must see one another first as fellow Americans, not as political opponents, but as neighbors. And we try to set that example in the United States Congress, and we need others to follow suit, folks. We must choose dialogue over hostility, understanding over suspicion, and hope over cynicism. I firmly believe there's a balanced opportunity for us to find common ground and address the challenges facing our nation in ways that create greater opportunity, strengthen our communities, and leave a more prosperous America for future generations. As we look forward, again, toward America's 250th birthday, let us recommit ourselves to building a stronger, more united nation, one that honors religious freedom, respects human dignity, and inspires future generations to carry forward the enduring promise of liberty. So it's very, very important, folks, especially now, we find common ground, build consensus for the good of the nation, the American people, but the entire world. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Now I want to introduce I'm a great fan of his, but there's more to it than acting. He's an outstanding individual, a great American. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rainn Wilson.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Congressman. Thank you for that lovely introduction. So nice to be here. This is wild. Hi, everybody. I have a few things to say. I'm going to read them rather than speak off the cuff. But I'm really thrilled to be here today, and just thank you so much to the Bahá'í Office of Public Affairs and the congressmen for coming together and helping us all share this important message. As we're reflecting on the life of our nation at this historic moment, it is clear that we don't yet have the conditions where we can all flourish. We are recognizing that we have to think not just about political, economic, social, or technological development, but also about the moral and spiritual aspects of our lives. I don't mean that any one group should impose a value system on others. I mean that we need to draw deeply on the best of what it means to be human. Our better angels, our capacity for love, our curiosity and generosity in the search for truth, our ability to connect with others and to pursue common goals together, our creativity, our sense of justice, our ability to communicate sincerely in the search for paths forward. Building a country based on ideals like justice, equality, and freedom was never going to be possible without growing in those ways. And here, next to the beautiful Capitol building, let me read this astonishing last sentence in the Declaration of Independence. I bet you've never heard this sentence before, but it really struck me. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. This sentence suggests that this was not just a question of securing basic rights, but also recognizing the importance of mutual commitment and shared responsibility in shaping the social order. It suggests that freedom, equality, and social trust can only be attained through relationships of mutual obligation, common purpose, and sacrifice. The American experiment calls upon us to harmonize the needs and hopes of people with different backgrounds, perspectives, and life circumstances. Like the Congressman said, unity in diversity. The aspirations in the Declaration were not a lived reality at the time when it was written, as the other congressman spoke about, but since then we have seen both progress and setbacks. How do we build the trust that enables us to create a shared vision and to collaborate for a common purpose? How do we strengthen the social fabric or repair it when it frays? What do those closing words of the Declaration of Independence ask of us today? They don't apply just to the signers, after all, or to our elected representatives. They apply to all of us. We find ourselves in this common endeavor, an endeavor on which so much depends. And this anniversary is an opportunity to ask profound questions. How can we give fresh expression to the ideals in the Declaration? How can we leave behind tendencies that divide us and replace them with a widening circle of concern? We need to be able to speak and think in terms of spiritual and moral dimensions of individual and collective life. We need to do that in ways that are meaningful across different perspectives, both religious and secular. The letter the American Baha'i community is sharing this year is an attempt to encourage these conversations. And I'm here in DC today to have those kind of conversations with thinkers, with community organizers, folks in government, the press, and fellow citizens. So I hope you get a chance to read the letter called A Common Endeavor. And if you do, I hope you are able to have conversations about it. And PJ Andrews is here, and he's a representative of the Baha'i community, and he can tell you more specifically about the letter. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Rainn. Thank you, Congressman. Good morning. I'm PJ Andrews. I'm the director of the U.S. Baha'i Office of Public Affairs. Our office represents the American Baha'i community at the national level. The Baha'i community has a 130-year history in this country. From its early beginnings, it has worked to contribute to the welfare of our society. And we are trying to learn how best to do that alongside many others. Across the nation, much of what the Baha'i community is doing unfolds at the level of families, neighborhoods, and communities. But we also try to contribute to the advancement of thought in ways that could shape action and social reality, like we're doing here today. This year, in connection with the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, the Baha'i community is sharing a letter with America and with Americans. It is entitled A Common Endeavor, Realizing the Promise of America, referring to the work of building a just and prosperous society. The letter aims to stimulate open and thoughtful conversation in different contexts. It suggests that we need a spiritual renewal in the life of our nation to move forward in justice and prosperity. The essence of this idea is movement towards unity and diversity, meaning that the well-being of each is interlinked with the well-being of the whole, that we all have something to contribute, that love is a necessary part of our advancement as a society. These ideas draw on the community-building experiences of the Baha'is and their collaborators, as well as those of like-minded individuals and groups. The letter seeks to build hope and encourage agency. I would like to read a few sentences of the letter. Quote, "The history of our country is one of great enterprise, including innovations in technology, industry, and commerce. These material achievements have changed our lives, but have not yet yielded shared prosperity. Unless aligned with spiritual and moral principles, material attainments can be as great a source of harm as of good. Our challenge now is to focus innovation, creativity, and effort on the spiritual dimensions of change. Many Americans, exhausted and disillusioned by polarization and conflict, are feeling anger, despair, or apathy. Discourse in the public sphere largely feeds this anxiety, and such narratives often obscure a widespread desire to transcend division. This trying time can be an inflection point when we see constructive efforts begin to take shape. Let us see through our differences and recognize the sincere, fair-minded souls all around us who long to contribute. The thought I would like to leave you with is this. If we look at the people around us, we may have assumptions about what they believe, what they want, what they think about us. I would like to suggest that much more than we realize, there is in the hearts of the people around us, and not just the ones we feel comfortable with and agree with, goodwill and integrity, sincere concern for others, especially for our young people, a desire to overcome difference, and a desire to find a path forward. It is not easy to move out of the patterns we are currently in, and these patterns tend to obscure what we share. But if we have faith that the possibility for overcoming division is there, in the hearts of those around us, and if we act on that faith and are willing to learn our way forward, there is everything to gain. The Baha'i community has faith in the capacity of the people of our country to make this choice, and we reach out the hand of common endeavor with great hope. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much, everybody. We're going to wrap here because Mr. Rainn has to go, and I think everybody has kind of commitments. Jacob Hicks, raise your hand. We'll hand out cards. If you guys have any questions, you guys can just email them directly to us. We're sorry we're not able to do a Q&A. Totally our fault, just running behind on a couple things. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for being part of this. Thanks for letting us be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can we do a group picture real quick? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, just, and then I have to go, yeah. Okay.
Can we take a photo?
Yeah.
Please, please.
Yeah, stay.
No, please.
I don't want you anybody's way.
No.
Are we okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I just
Oh my goodness. The questions?
Hi.
Oh, hey, hi. Sorry. We've got to get to another interview.
I
So
just
sorry
want to do
about
a
that.
quick question, if it's okay.
I think
Really quick hit.
oh, we have got to get going. Sorry about that. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, it's got bugs in it.
Oh no.
We tried.
Sorry?
All right.
Okay, great. Perfect. We're headed right over here.
You're not with this group, are you?
No.
I'm LARPing right now.
Oh, okay. LARP away, bud.
Yeah. What was this for?
It's like an interfaith organization. Well, Baha'i is a religious group. Congressmen Boyle.
You're fine, man. Thank you. Sorry to be in your way.